So I worked on something called couch crashers. Um, I remember after the class, I got a call from Shay that I had an interview with if I'm called Swifter. I went and I was asked to resume the next day. Like that was just it. I was also to resume the next day, and from there, I changed jobs, and I'm here.
My name is Olamide. I'm a UI UX designer at Terragon Group. I'm a computer science graduate from Ajayi Crowther University. I used to teach kids robotics, but I got tired. I wanted to do something in tech. I came across Stutern through a friend of mine. She told me about a company that sends internship opportunities to students and graduates. So I applied, and somehow students sent me a message about UI UX design. I was like, wow, UI UX design. I've never heard of UI UX design. What can I do with UI UX design? So I was skeptical about applying at first, but later I just decided to apply, and I found out UI UX is actually really it. That was the beginning of my career. So I've been working since last year, February till now, and it has been really great. After Stutern, our CVs and our portfolios were sent to different companies, and we were called for interviews. So I went for so many interviews, and after a series of interviews, I got 3 offers. So I had to just pick one from the 3 offers. So, so life after Stutern has been great. I've seen a significant growth in my career. As a UX designer, you can't just stay put. You have to you have to always constantly design. You have to constantly put in the work, sleepless nights if possible. Do daily UI challenges, do Adobe XD challenges, make sure your portfolio is up to par. Look at have mentors, look at what other people have done, because that was how I was able to grow myself. So you look at what other people have done. You have to always constantly put in the work. Certain has really changed my life. It gave me a career path. So I'll implore you to apply. You have to apply.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, Olamide. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Good morning, everyone. Good to be on this call with everybody. Can we just do a brief introduction before we get started? So let me start. I'm Olamide Adeleye, and I will be I'll be I'll be taking you through a couple of um introductory talk just to have a brief discussion with everybody. So let's meet everybody. Can we just have your names or anything you want to say? Hello? Hello?
Hi, good news. Would you like to go?
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
Okay, so good news. Can you tell us, can you just say one or two things? Just a brief introduction. Let's get to know you. Hi, good news.
Hello, yeah. I don't know if I type it, if I can chat it out, but I'm inside the post now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me see that the chat.
Sorry. When will you be when will you be off when will you get off the bus?
Hello.
Okay. Okay. So good news. You're not able to talk there, right? I assume. Anyway, from what you said here, you said you're Ajagba. Good news. Chitachi. I hope I got the pronunciation of that right. The mechanical engineering graduate of Yoba College of Technology with basic knowledge of HTML and CSS. Okay, that's good. That's good. Anyway, we are here
Yes,
for
yes.
okay. We are here for a. I'm here to talk a little bit about your project and the take contacts and just generally just have a discussion with you. Hopefully, others will join us as we go on. So, please give me a minute. Let me share. Let me share my screen. What's up, guys? Sorry. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes,
Okay, good.
Olamide.
All right. So this is Stutern Help Desk on Android development. I'll be putting you through payment info page, which was like the tax that was given, the take home tax I was given. Anyway, first and foremost about me, I'm a solution. Sorry, goodness, you've gone through these slides before now, I think. Huh?
I've gone through it.
Okay. So you run down now. I'm a solution-driven Android developer and also passionate about constant self-improvement. I wrote serious in bracket because I actually started before this time, but now then I was my final year, but it was not. I was, on and off, but I really like seriously started my tech journey in August 2018 after I finished my NYC. It's been a thrilling journey so far. So background noise, I hope you can hear me clearly. Anyway, moving on, I said to me, going into tech should be an easy decision for anyone, aside the low barrier to entry. I mean, anyone can get into the tech industry. There's no special race or connection or um, there's nothing really special or anything that anybody needs to be a part of or anything like that before you can say, okay, yeah, I can get into that. You don't need to belong to any race or any religion or any. In fact, you can be from any demographic and then you can literally just walk into the tech industry, provided you have the skills necessary. And skills necessary to get into the tech industry are very learnable. Anybody can pick it up and get into the industry. Moving on about Stutern. Stutern is a skills development and job placement platform that trains and connects young African talent with long-term employment. And from my own personal experience and testimony, I would say from my own personal experience, I would say Stutern is like one of the best things that I've gotten into. I really my time at Stutern was particularly wonderful. Sorry, okay, yeah, let's go. So goal of the call here are the few things. Sorry, can you guys give me like 3 minutes? Let me go to a less noisy office. I'm at my workplace now, then a couple of people are talking. So let me just move somewhere more private. Please give me
No
some minutes.
problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so hi, sorry about that. And we are back now. Hopefully to be more quiet now. So I was saying the goal of the call, what we'll be covering during on this call is first and foremost how to find your tax, and next how to attempt your tax, how to attempting the tax that was sent to your email. So first and foremost, how to find your tax. After submitting your application, check your email and follow the instructions. To if you don't get this email, if you didn't get the instruction for stage two, please check your spam folder or send a message to admissions@stutern.com. Just to clarify, good news, did you get the email for stage two, the instruction? Hi, good news.
Okay, so he dropped a message. He said he didn't get the last part. I think you should repeat yourself.
Okay. I said, is it that you didn't get my question or
Yeah, I
you
didn't
didn't get
hear
the
your
email?
question.
Okay, sorry. I said, did you get the instruction for stage two? Did you get the email on the instruction for stage two? Okay. I would assume you did and move on. So follow the instructions in the email, use the learning materials, attempt the tasks using any software or any tool or software of your choice, prepare for submission. If you have any questions, visit the frequently asked questions page, that's the FAQ page, or email us. So learning is a skill and it's the key skill we're looking for. That's the point in this tax. So basically, this is just trying to say that this tax is not like it's not like a barrier or anything like that. It's not like as if we are trying to like make sure you do the exact thing or you get it exactly right or anything of that nature. We're just trying to see your learning ability. We're just trying to see how much effort you are willing to put in, and then how how fast you are at learning, because the program is actually like it's quite fast paced and engrossing to a large extent. So we want to see how much effort you are willing to put in and your ability to learn fast and learn well and different things like that. But it's not about putting up a barrier or testing your skills at the moment. It's more about testing learning. So how to complete your tax. What is a tax? A tax is a payment info page, just a normal payment info. How to how to so it's a payment info page. How to make payment and all that. Why is it included in the application? The program is quite fast-paced and a lot of self-learning skills are required to see through the end. Why is it included in the application? So the program is quite fast-paced and a lot of self-learning skills are required to see through the end. Exactly what I said in the last slide. Because of the pace of the program and how engrossing and everything it is. So we just want to confirm, this is a way to confirm that a prospective learner has this ability, that is the ability to learn, self-learn and other things like that, or at least is able to acquire the that ability. What happens after the tax? The submission will be acknowledged via the email you used to register and further instructions will follow. It's a straightforward process. Let's figure out how we can get through this tax. How to complete your tax. The tools we make use of for this task will be Android Studio. That's the ID, the integrated development environment. Um, Eunice, I don't know if you've checked this. You said you've gone through the slides, so I assume you've gone here and you've tried to download Android Studio. Have you been able to do that? I would appreciate if you can just like answer on mute, answer, and then you can go back to being muted or something. Um, Farah, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Hi. Oh dear. Um, Forever. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Olamide. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's gone off. So,
Can you please just give me a minute? Let me reach out to the team.
coming. I didn't get that. You said I should. Saying I was talking about the sorry about the delay. If you'll be watching this later on. Um, we use Android Studio not just for these tasks, generally for building and making Android apps in general. Is as I said, it's the official integrated development environment, the IDE for Google's Android operating system. The long and short story of all that English is that everything needed for the complete development of the functional Android app is bundled within Android Studio. Everything you need to make a fully functional Android app. Well, you might need one or two other things from the web. Basically, everything you need to make a functional app is bundled within Android Studio. So you have a couple of alternatives. Sorry, please, a minute, please. Okay, so um, as I was saying, there are a couple of sorry about all these breaks. There's no free office at the moment, and yeah, and yeah, a couple of alternative JetBrains ID, IntelliJ idea, but we won't be using that. As I said here, although IntelliJ idea can be used, even Eclipse. I don't know those of you that know Eclipse, plain old Eclipse for Java. So we can even use that to actually for Android development. Yeah, back then before Android Studio was developed, um, Eclipse was used a very long time ago actually. But we'll actually be sticking to Android Studio for these tasks, not just for these tasks, basically throughout your Android development career, and you should use except sorry about that. My internet got disconnected. So
Okay.
yeah, very sorry about that. So where we were, oh, good news is back. Anyway, as I was saying, you can download the Android Studio that is particular to your operating system. Either depending on the operating system you're using, either Windows, Mac, Linux, or Chrome OS. So please 1 minute. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can, Olamide.
Oh wow, perfect. I'm so sorry about taking like so long, internet and many other things. I'm sorry about that.
No, wow, we're good to go now.
Yeah, we're good to go. Let me just give me a minute, please. Let me share my screen. Sorry about that. Once again, I apologize. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
If you can move to the present screen, so
Okay,
it's on
yes.
a much larger view.
Sure. I can. Can we
Also,
all see now? Okay, yeah,
yes,
perfect.
it's there now.
Okay. So let me just start from this slide all over again. I said the tool we use for this should be tool actually, but not tools. Anyway, the tool we use for the tax is going to be Android Studio. That's the IDE. What is it used for? Android Studio is the official integrated development environment That's the IDE for Google's Android operating system. The summary is that everything you need for complete development of a functional Android app is bundled within Android Studio. There are other alternatives for making Android app, which we have, which are JetBrains, IntelliJ, IDEA, and then you can actually use Eclipse too. That's for those that know plain Eclipse, like Eclipse where you type normal Java code, Eclipse IDE. Back then, like way back then, like 5 6 years ago, they used to use Eclipse to make Android apps, but we don't need to do that anymore, thankfully, because of Android Studio. It was developed by IntelliJ actually, and then everything you need to make an Android, a fully functional Android app, is right there within Android Studio. So I think I remember. Sorry, 1 minute. I clicked on this link, and then on clicking on the link, so if you come to this link, you will see you would be here. Yeah. So this is the link for downloading Android Studio. And as I said in the slide, I said you should download the version. Yeah, I said you should download the Android Studio that is particular to your operating system. That's Windows. Please download this. You see recommended there. You get this. That's for Windows. Those that use Windows. For Mac, you get this. For Linux, you get this. And if there's anybody that's using Chrome OS, you can just get this. So get the Android Studio that is particular to your own operating system. Yes. So moving on. That's about this particular place. Okay, then now is to the tax itself. Well, let's go there. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing the tax. Um, sorry, 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Let me get to this. I'm sorry. I'll join you short now to get to where the tax is opened. Um, I am finding out that I don't have access to that tax forever. Can you help me with that?
Um, okay, that's strange. Give me a
Yeah, that's
moment,
what I'm
please. I know I
wondering.
sent it to you, but let
Because
me
I
give it a
actually
check.
checked it yesterday and it was all good. I don't understand what's happening.
Okay, give me a moment.
Okay.
Did you click on the link from the task mail?
I clicked on it from the slide.
Okay.
I'm opening it
A
from the
mail was
slide.
sent to you. A mail was
Yeah.
sent to you titled "Your application take home task." I think you could try it from there.
Okay. Let me do that.
Yeah, at around 12:43 p.m. yesterday.
Around 12:43 p.m. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I've seen that.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the message body. Please click this link to proceed to your task.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I've gotten to it. Thank you very much for your,
Awesome.
I'm sharing my screen now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so this. So here we are. So code 1.0 Android developer. So when you get to that, exactly how Forever described it, you click on the link and you get here. From here, the tax is very simple. Build a simple payment page, like the sample page below, in which the user can enter a cardholder name, cardholder number, expiry dates, CVV, and click on payments. All right. So we've discussed. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's just start with this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the screen that we are actually going to try to build. This is the screen we are going to try to build. In the slide, of course, when you download Android Studio, you have to install it. But I put out, I yesterday I took and I put out the poster. That's what I put in. I put out a Medium post to serve as a reference guide. Check it out here. So if you click here, you are going to get to this Medium post that I put out yesterday. It's self-explanatory actually, just to help you to serve as a guide in case you don't. So for any reason you cannot access this particular code, which you should be able to, because I think it will be shared to everybody. So yeah, so I'm just putting you through how to install Android Studio and how to um, get to the part where you build the screen in itself. So this is a documented guide to provide assistance. You can always go through this on your own. I just want to tell you the important things. Where is the part? I'm downloading exactly. So when you click on this and you download the Android Studio, you it's going to download the Android SDK. So that's the software development kit. Everything you need to be able to create to build an Android app or create an Android app or however you want to call it. So from here, as, as I said, provided everything goes well, once you've downloaded the Android Studio, you should land on a screen that looks like this. Let me open up my Android Studio. So, yeah, this is the work project. So don't mind this. So you should be landing on a screen that looks like this. Give Android Studio a minute. It's coming now. I have one more open. I forgot it. Yeah. So this project. Okay. Perfect. So normally, well, you wouldn't see all this because you don't have any project like done because you are just downloading Android Studio brand new, afresh. If you see this, um, if you observe, sorry, if you would observe these two kind of look alike, yeah, this kind of looks like this. So this is the I call it home page or landing page or what now. So this is where your Android Studio will take you to, provided you downloaded and then it's installed properly and everything is okay. You would get this is where you will land. So you come to create a new project. When you get to create a new project, which is what I said here, start a new project or create a new project, whichever one you click on. You can pick empty activity or basically all these things just give you like what's it called now boilerplate code just to put some pre-existing code that you need. So if you pick a basic activity to include some functionality for this button, if you pick bottom navigation activity, oh, Andres is not responding. Wow. Okay. If you pick a bottom navigation activity, you'll put some functionality for this bottom navigation. But if you pick empty activity, of course, you said it's empty, so there will not be no functionality whatsoever until you have to start building afresh. Okay, it's back. So here we are, empty activity. You can actually pick basic activity if you want to. Or no, don't pick basic activity since in the image that we are asked to from this image there is no button that I don't know if you understand what I mean. If you look at this image properly, you would notice that, yeah, if you look at this image properly, you will notice that that button on the, you will see that the bottom of this thing does not have this, it doesn't have this particular, it's called the floating action button actually, the fab, this yellow with the plus. So if you pick this basic activity, what you are going to get to have this fab included, this floating action button to have it included, but you don't want that. Let's just go with the empty activity actually. Then click next. So when you click next, you have to give your project a name. I'll be going through the guide as I'll um, the guide that I put out yesterday. I'll be going through it as I'm going through the step just for clarity. From here, you would be, as I said, you right here in the article, you can click, select enter activity, click on it. In the next one, you'll be required to give the project a name. So yeah, here you'll be required to give the project a name. You can actually give it any name, but any name you want to actually. Well, just for for clarity, and it makes more sense to give like your project a name that has to do with what you are doing. So like off the top of, like, without even needing to see you or know where you are or know anything about you, by looking at the name of a project, anybody should be able to tell what your project is trying to do. For example, okay, before I go to student tax, for example, if I'm trying to, I don't know, if I'm trying to like build and have the manages estate, I can just call it estate manager. Sorry. I can just call it estate manager. By seeing estate manager, anybody can look at this, can look at the name and know that, oh, okay, this application is an estate manager, or I don't know, maybe a lottery or whatever. But the name of your project should, at least to a large extent, reflect what you're trying to do. So you can just call it whatever name you want, or let me just keep it, I don't know, maybe Stutern tax or Stutern take home tax or anything. This, you can leave this there. Normally to be contour example. Normally in your own you will say contour example, and then this name here, this last name would be this name. You will see that if I change it, this would actually, oh, okay, because I've typed something here, it would not follow it here. But if I had not typed anything here, let me show you. If I had not typed anything here, this name will keep following because I've changed this, so it's not. If you can look at this save location, you see that it's following this. These two should be following it. If I edit this, it will stop following it. But that, all that is not important actually. Just give it any name you want. Leave everything the way it is. I edited this because what you see normally, like, as because your address is still fresh, like you've not used it before, it will become the example dot whatever name you put here. So starting tax, as I just changed this just for clarity, and then you click finish. When you create a name, you can use Java or you can use Kotlin, but I'll assume you want to use Java. This is basically, every other thing is not actually important for this project. This is just a minimum SDK version. If you remember, I mentioned something about Android Studio downloading the Android SDK, the software development kit. So this is just trying to say, oh, okay, what's the minimum version of Android? If you are very familiar with Android, or even if you're very familiar with it, you should of course know that Android has different versions. That's the Android Lollipop, Marshmallow, Nougat, Oreo, blah blah blah. Just like the way iPhone has iPhone, I think iPhone 2 has different versions. So Apple, they have different versions. So of course with newer, excuse me, sorry about that. With newer versions, you have more functionality and everything like that. So this is the Lollipop, Marshmallow, whatever. So you just pick whatever you want to support. For this particular tax, is not important. If you look at it, you see your application will run on approximately 98.1% of devices, because I'm sure if I ask, virtually almost nobody will be using Android 11, the latest one. No, I don't mean in the world, I mean like amongst those that are old. follow this call. Of course, people are using Android 11 very well all over the world if we check it out. But people that are listening to this call, that will be on this call, probably not a lot of people are using Android 11. That's just the summary. You can see less than 1% of devices use Android 11. So when you are picking this your minimum SDK, you are picking the Android version that you want your application to run on. So if I say I want my application to run starting from Lollipop, that's 5.0, these are the amount of devices that will be able to run my application. That's just the basic point, but it's not important for this tax. I'm just trying to explain that. So let's just say we want to support from Lollipop as Android 5.0, which is API 21. Then you click finish. Yeah, you click finish. I think I've clicked on that. So from here, Android Studio will try to build your project, to try to download everything needed for your project to run, mm, the SDK you picked, the resources it needs, everything that it needs to run your project. It's going to start doing that. You will see it will write downloading, importing, whatever it needs to do. It will build the project for you and try to try to get everything it needs to run it. This normally, depending on the strength of your internet and different things, this could probably take a while. So let's move on to other things. This would most likely take a while. Actually, it's actually going to take a while. So let's move on to other things. So anyway, yeah, as I said, when you click finish, okay, let me read from where I was. Select empty activity and click on next. In the next screen, you will require to give the project a name. You can choose any name, maybe it's to 10 Android tags or any name is actually fine here. Although having a name that reflects what you're trying to achieve is a great way to go. As I said, leave every other field as they are because they are not important for this task. So just leave everything as they are and click finish. And just they'll try to build the project and download everything required to get the project up and running. Yeah, you're going to you need internet here, of course, for it to download. So once you are done, actually, it's not going to end up with this exact screen. But basically, I just wanted you to see, like, as you can see with this whole Android, this whole tab, this is your project tab with this whole thing. If you look at it, it kind of looks similar. Okay, as I said, it's most likely taking about probably about 3 minutes, depending on your internet speed and other what else Android Studio needs to get your project up and running. But then you should end up with this screen, not exactly like this with all these everything here. Not exactly like this, but then the whole idea is to let you know that it will end up in this particular, like it will end up showing you an editor, your file structure, your folder structure, everything. But you should end up with a screen that looks roughly like this. Yeah, so at the moment, Android uses XML for the layout or the appearance of the app. Oh, good. We have our layout file. We're finished. I thought it won't show it until we're finished building, but then any change we make will most likely not be affected. Moving on. This is the file we are going to be editing. If you look at this, okay, well, with the latest version of Android, it shows you this your activity main.xml, like right from the get-go. As you can see, showing this activity underscore main.xml. It shows you this file right from the get-go. Normally you should be opening it from your folder structure here. Oh, exactly. It's like this is listening to me. So yeah, it should be showing you. You should be able to get across. You should be able to access this file, this activity main. From here, you open app, you open resources, you open layouts because it is a layout file. Then you open this. When you open this, this is where you meet. This is if I close everything now. If I close everything now, some versions of Android Studio, because this Android Studio is Android Studio 4.1. So I think previous versions of Android Studio, yeah, previous versions of Android Studio, this is where you start from. You have to start opening the file. But latest version now, I mean, as we saw from the get-go, you saw the activity underscore main file opened by default. But just to get access to it, you open your app, resources, layout, and then activity underscore main. This is the same layout file that was opened for us from the get-go. Anyway, so this is the file we'll be editing in order to complete the task that was given to us. So now let's look at the task and see how we can start going to the main issue. Um, Everything in an Android app, once you see an Android app, everything, any single thing you see on that screen, everything you see on the screen of an Android app is called a view. There are specifics because this now is a text view, this is a card view, but then there are specifics. What I mean by everything is a view is um, everything extends from the class view. View is the base class for everything that is shown on an Android screen. So whether it's a text view, an edit text, whatever it is, everything extends from the view class itself. So let's start. So everything, since we have said everything is a view, we can now start building out our layout. Yeah, by the way, as it is like this now, this app can actually run on a phone, on an Android device, or an Android emulator. Let me run it on my emulator because I have an emulator. Let me use this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to run the app now. So, but all that will show now is just the the base that all that will show for now is just like the boilerplate code I said that the one or two things that was already here. As you can see, this is the view. One or two things, the Hello World text view that was already added by Android Studio by default because I've not typed anything, of course. Yeah. So moving on, here we are trying to build out this screen. This. By the way, in the slides rather, I put links to some Android documentation on how to build out layouts, but I'll just do some brief walkthrough to explain it. Okay, yeah, so it's done building. I can actually run this, but because of my laptop is actually, I mean, it's taking a while to do things. So I'm assuming if I run it on an emulator, it will take too much of time. So it's even not responding. Anyway, this is a text view, this is a text view too. We can actually present this as something called a card view. This is another text view. This can be a card view, text view. But basically everything is extending from the base view class. That's where we work from. Without taking too much time, let me just come here and start building out this screen. So you don't take out too much time. You can remove that hello world text. We don't need it. Yeah, okay. Something to try. Anyway, actually, it's not something. I know what is. With my Chrome, I have too many tabs opened, and if you know how much, I mean, we all know how much RAM. Um, we all know how much RAM this thing takes. This Chrome of a thing takes too much RAM. So that was dealing with my that was dealing with my laptop at the moment. That's why it's not responding, acting slow and all that. Hmm. Okay, so um, can you still see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you can still see my screen. Okay, perfect. Um, trying to let me just see what's taking all the RAM. Another thing is where, as you can see the way Android Studio is dealing with my with this laptop, and it's actually the RAM is 8 gig. It's an 8 gig RAM laptop, but at the same time, it's still it's still doing all this. So
What's
to
processor speed?
it's actually 2.4 gigahertz. You need a laptop that has a strong at least 8 gig. 8 gig. Personally, I would recommend 8 gig. I think Android to recommend 8 gig. I've seen it somewhere where they wrote 8 gig is recommended for Android Studio. Okay. I know my the Chrome too, the amount of tabs I have opened. See, look at it. That it's actually taking me kind of 85. Was actually
How about 16 gig and processor
sorry?
frequency base? How about 16 gig RAM? Then processor frequency base 1 gigahertz. Then max is 3.4.
How about 16 gig RAM? You said 16 gig RAM, Abi?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that's perfect actually. If you use a 16 gig RAM, really, that's absolutely perfect. Let me try and end one or two tabs from here. Let me close my Slack too. Because you can see this is the thing with Android Studio. I wanted to actually run the app on an emulator, but if I actually try it, then this laptop will stop probably stop responding completely. So yeah, I think this should free up some memory and it should be faster now. Yeah, okay. Good. So let's go back and start building out this thing. Here we are, payment info. So as I was saying, everything is actually a view. There is this base class called view. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I mentioned it in the article, but I mentioned it in the article. Why not? I mentioned it in the article. I said um, at the moment, well, there's something called there's something called Jetpack Compose that the Google team is working on, but that's not particularly important because of course it's not what you are going to bother yourself about. Um, the Jetpack Compose is the way to build layouts in the future. In the future, actually, with Android apps of the future will be using Jetpack Compose. But for now, you can just concern yourself with XML. XML is extensible markup language. That's what is used to build layouts. If you look at this, this is like a screen kind of thing. As I build it, you see it. XML is used to build the layout, that's the look and feel of the app. You use XML. And then for the functionality of the app itself, this is Java code. So for example, if I want, okay, let me show you. For example, now if when they click on a button, let me just use this screen to explain it perfectly. When this button is clicked on, this make payment button is clicked on, what is actually going to happen, what will happen itself, like the thing, the functionality of the app. When this button is clicked on, what happens? When this is done, or when the user types this, what happens? Basically, the functionality of the app is is the Java code that will handle all that. But the look and feel of the app, how it looks, the design or the look, how how I want this app to look. I'm going to describe it using XML. But for the core functionality itself, it's Java here. Main activity just Java. If you see, you will see that these two files have like the same name sort of. When I say the same name, like you can see it's inverted. Main activity name. If I come here and I say, although for this tax you don't need it actually, I'm just trying to show you something. If I come here and I say, okay, give me like a new activity, right? If I come here and say, you can still see my screen, right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Somebody has raised and
Yeah, I wanted to ask. So this task basically is just on XML and not like
yeah,
functionality
exactly.
of
This
the
tax, you're right. This tax is just on XML. You don't need to bother yourself about the functionality of the app. Don't worry about that. So let's go
Hello.
to yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Does it work on Windows 7?
Sorry?
This Android Studio.
Yes.
Does Android Studio work on Windows 7?
Does Android work on what?
The Android Studio app on itself is it working on Windows 7? Because I'm
Windows
encountering some
7.
problems just trying to download Windows 7. Yeah.
Okay, does it work on Windows 7? Is that your question?
Yeah, does it work there?
I'm sorry, I
That's
cannot
my
hear you
question.
clearly.
I
Okay,
think
does it
it's
work on
asking if it
Windows
works on
7?
Windows 7.
Yes, it does. It does. At least.
Because I'm encountering some
Last
problems trying to download. I don't know what it is, and to download for some time and it will stop. The write failed.
was your the is your system 32-bit or 64-bit?
64.
64-bit. Oh, it should work actually. It
That's
should
I'm
work.
encountering. I don't know where. Okay. Okay. Is there any mobile app that we can use that can serve as
I'm not sure I get your question. You said what? Hi, hello.
This what?
Hi, can you hear me?
As was.
Maybe you should just type your question.
Yes. Maybe the person should type the question, please.
Sorry, because I joined in 1 hour late. I just want to know the topics that you might have like covered at the start.
Okay. I think a a recorded version should be shared with you.
Okay, that's
Forever. Oh, she's no more on the call. Okay. A recorded version should be shared with you, and but it will be shared with you actually. I'm very sure it will be shared with you. But in any case, I wrote an article on basically what I've talked about, and if you go through the slide, so this should guide you through the installation and start and getting to where we are now.
okay. Is
Once
this in the link that was sent to us?
Yes,
This one of
this is in the slide that was shared with you. This is in the slide that was shared with you actually.
yeah, it was very explanatory.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Is there okay as a result of bad network? Okay. Is there any mobile supported app that we can use as an editor? Good news. I'm not sure I understand what you mean by mobile supported app. Do you mean like an app on your phone? Is that what you mean? Like your an app on your phone that you
I
used to
think he's
build
talking about maybe like a mobile IDE.
mobile like on your phone, like an app on your phone that you used to build 100 apps.
Your passport, go and bring passport photograph now.
I think that's what he's talking about.
None that I've heard of actually. So far, I've not heard of any. What it used to build 100 apps.
Go and bring the CV and the passport first.
Are you with
Come
me?
and collect your phone.
Are we together?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, all
Yes,
right, good.
but I'm having some issue there.
You're having some issues, but
The app downloads.
huh?
When I start your company, I'm not even part of it because the app doesn't want to download on my system. So that is the problem I'm having. And I have, I think, intelligent ID or Eclipse on my system. So I don't know if you can make a video of how to use those ones instead of the Android Studio.
No. I can't advise you to use Eclipse. I cannot even eat you. Yeah? You
Okay.
cannot. It's not as if it's impossible, though. But even very experienced Android developers, I don't know who have been coding for 6 years plus. It's
Advice
not
what?
even it's not workable. It's workable, but it's not workable too at the same time because look, you see all these resources now, everything that is here now. If you are to be using Eclipse, you have to go and start downloading them. You have to go and start getting them one by one. There's something called dependencies, like what your app needs to run. These are your app dependencies. If you can see dependencies, like normal dependency, just like you have a child that is dependent on the parents. So, like, I mean, for money, so the child depends on the parents' finances, it depends on the parents' housing or whatever. So, just like that, so just like the way a child will depend on his parents for one or two other things, your application too depends on one or two other things in order to run. So all these dependencies, right? You have to go and start with look see Android Studio, everything is just in one place. Can you see? You can see my dependencies here, you can see everything that I need, you can see my layout here. With Eclipse, ah, it's not going to be easy. Oh, I cannot lie to you. You know what? You can reach out to Stutern, you can send a mail to them, tell them that they should give you my contacts, right? My phone number or my email address, any of them. Reach out, send email to admissions at student.com or students at email, send email to them. They are very accessible. Just send email to them. Tell them that for my ask for my contacts. My name is in the slides and all that. So you can just yeah, basically I just ask for my contacts. You can call me personally or send me. I'm usually not on WhatsApp nowadays, so you can just reach out to me on Telegram. Send a message to me on Telegram. I would guide you through installing it personally if you have a problem with it. Is that okay?
No. I want my mobile. I'm just telling
Can you hear me?
No, I just want you to
Hello?
know this.
Yeah, can you?
What do you think?
Okay. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me go and get my. Okay. So are we together? Can everybody still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Forever is back on the call. Please. Forever. Can you hear
The
me?
nature of the business, so
Yes, Olamide, I'm
Okay, yeah.
hearing you.
So I think one somebody has mentioned the issue with downloading Android Studio. So I've told them to reach out to my contacts, so my either my number or my mail or any of them that they need, so I can guide the
Sorry,
person
Olamide.
through.
Sorry, Olamide,
Yeah.
can you come again? I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, I said somebody on the call is having an issue.
servicing
Like,
and
sorry,
what?
hold on, please.
Okay.
We are now, please.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I said someone on the call is talking about like an issue downloading Android Studio, like a personal issue. So the person will request for my contact and I'll guide the person through personally. So please kindly help me share my contact with the person. Either my phone number or mail or anyone that the person requests. So,
Okay, is the person on the call right now?
yes.
You can just drop your
Okay, in
contacts on
chats.
the.
Chat. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that
Okay, okay, okay,
works.
okay, okay. Yeah, exactly. I will do that before the end of the call. I'll drop my contact in the chat box.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, I was showing someone the Medium article. Where is that page again? Yes, okay, here. So, anyway, payment info here, and then I mentioned that everything is actually a view, right? So, there are different types of view depending on what you need. Everything that you see on an Android screen is a view. They extend from the view class, that's what I mean. So we have text view, we have buttons, we have card views, we have edit text. It depends on your need actually, but the bottom line is that everything extends from the base class called view. So let's continue what we're doing actually. So this now, if let me just give you a hint. Anything that you want to like, just of course you learn with more experience with working with Android, you will learn more. But just for now, just for this task, just know that anything you want to display to the user that is a text, right? That you are not expecting input from the user. Anything you want anything you want to display to the user that you are not expecting an input, you use a text view. Can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything you want to display to the user that is a text that you're not
Yes, yes,
expecting.
yes.
Yeah, good. That you're not expecting an input, you use a text view, right? A text view, something like this now. I don't expect the user to click on this. I don't expect the user to click on this too. I don't expect the user to click on this. I don't expect the user to click on this. But they are all text. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
They are text, but then I'm not expecting an input from them. But for text that you're expecting an input, for example, now I expect them to type a name, right? Here and I expect them to type this number, things like that. So those kind of scenarios, you use something called an edit text. There's another type of view. Of course, that extends from the base view class to, if you can insert this edit text. Just trying to show you there's something called this edit text. This okay. Okay, so yeah, that should be fine. So with that edit text, I'm just trying to tell you that okay, this is a text that can be edited, sort of, and this one the user cannot edit it. You are just showing, you are trying to pass information to them or something. So with this, we start with the edit text. Then of course, this is a button. So moving on, we have this. Let me take this edit text out because I don't need it yet. As you can see, so the text style. Yes, I've sent it. Text style. As you can see that this is bold. Sure, you can see this is bold. This payment info text is bold. So I can just say bold. You can always look at your actually Android will tell you to always design in this way, but you can look at what you are doing here, this design view. In short, actually, the thing is that everything I'm doing while typing, right? Everything I'm doing while typing, you can actually do it right from this design view. But me, I prefer to type the XML code out. I prefer to type it out like this and then because personally I feel it gives me more control. But everything I'm doing here, let me show you an example now. Can you see that it's just one text view that is here? You can see one text view, just one. Let me come to design. Can you see what this is a text view, Shay? The row text view. If you take this text view and then drag it either here or drag it here, either you drag it to the component tree or you drag it to the layout itself, it will add it for you automatically, and it's including all those XML code. Can you see another text view? Can you see? can see it has added another text view, including the XML code. So everything that you're doing here, you can do it in this design view. So, but it's just a matter of preference. Me myself personally, it's just you can always use the design view, drag it. In fact, I will actually recommend. You know what? Let me just use the design view because that's easier. Since you people are not yet familiar with XML code, Shay.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so let me just drag it and let Android Studio automatically do the code.
I think you
Or
should actually we should actually just type it out.
oh,
Don't
I
put it
should
like
type it out.
HTML. Yeah, we let's just type it out.
Okay, all right. Whichever one. So let's type it out then. So let me see here. If you notice, you notice that there's a sort of like margin between this layout, between the edge, right? There's a margin between the edge and then there's a margin to the start of this P. So let's go ahead and add that. Let me add um, Android. Give me okay. There's something called start and then end in Android. Although there's left and right actually, margin left, margin right. But there's left and right. But in Android, most times you will not find yourself using start and end. The reason why I'm using left and right rather, you find yourself using start and end. The reason is because there are some languages that the left the left side of the screen or book or whatever is not where they start from. There are some languages that actually like English now, for example. English is left to right. You start writing from the left edge of the note or the screen and then you write all the way across to the right. Shay, that's where English is now, right?
Yeah.
But if you have seen any Muslim or anybody typing Arabic or doing or writing Arabic or something, you will notice that Arabic is from the right to the left, not left to right. Even I think Hebrew too is that way. Hebrew, the language, Hebrew as a language, they write from right to left. So because of that, the Android now introduced start and end. So if, for example, now this app now, if I use start and end, right? If someone in an Arabian country now, do you understand? In an Arabian country, uses this app because his own starts like where the typing should start from should be the realm right side. Android will automatically like adjust based on wherever the person is. If you're in a country like Nigeria that uses normal left to right, your start will remain the same. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't know if you understand what I mean. Hi.
So, how does Android know and what's now the use of start and end?
Okay. The locale in your Android phone, if you go to settings, you see you can set a locale. Plus, you actually set a country and a locale. If you are with an Android phone there, you can just go to settings.
You were explaining start and end and the difference between left and right.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, and that's what I mean. Like, for example, now let's say we are all in, let's say, I don't know, maybe Saudi Arabia, and their official language is Arabic, right?
Now, I
When
understand
you,
that.
yeah, using Arabic, you write from right to left, like the way you write. You write you start writing from the right edge and then you keep writing until you get to the left edge. The way English now, they write from the left edge to the right edge. If you want to type in English now, right? You can see my
No, I
English now.
understand that.
Yeah,
You were trying
so
to explain margins and you said something about left and right.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. But with start and with so for example now, let's say I put margin left, right? Let's say I put margin left now. Layout margin left, right? Do you get what I mean? Are you following me? Let's say I use margin left now and I give it 16 deepin. It's actually going to give you that left margin, which you can see here. You can see that there's a sort of margin from here to here, from the edge of the screen to the first to this P. There's a sort of margin. So it's actually going to give it this margin. But what I'm now saying is that if, for example, now this app is this app that we are building now, someone that is in Saudi Arabia or a country, any country actually, I think Israel too, if they use Hebrew, they go from right to left in such a situation now, and then this margin is actually very important to your app. What's going to happen? Because of course, one thing with programming and coding is that it follows your exact instruction. They will not assume that, oh, because you put margin left, let's give it a margin right, when you did not say you want a margin right. It will not do that. So automatically, this left side will have a margin, and then the right side will not have a margin. And meanwhile, that's not what you want, because that language, that Arabic now, for example, has already converted it. So the right side is the starting side, and then the left side is the ending side. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, yes.
But when you use margin start now, but when you use Android, yeah, margin start. When you use margin start now, whatever country you are, wherever you are, anywhere in the world, it will map, like it will adjust the margin based on your own language starting side. So even if let's say you're in like the weirdest country in the world, right, and you people write from up to down, not even right to left, however you write, even if it's from up to down, this start indicates where do you start writing from? Where do you actually start writing from? If it's right to left, this margin would not. So this margin at that point now will not be on the left anymore. If it's Arabic, if it's an Arabian that runs this app now, this margin will not be on the left anymore. It will be on the right, because his own language is right to left. Do you get what I mean? But
Yeah.
if I had used left, if I had used left now, it will not change by itself. It will not change automatically. It will always be left. But using start, I'm saying, oh, okay, I want a margin on wherever this person's screen starts from. If it starts from down to up, the margin will be down. Wherever you start from, that's where it will put the margin. Do you understand? Or do you get what I mean now?
Mhm.
Okay, good. So we have that. Let's give it a margin top too, because there's kind of a margin at the top. So let's just say we give it a margin top.
Hello, sir. Sir?
Are we together? So you can see it has come down,
Yeah.
right? You can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
margin. So we can always look at this here. So this is bigger. Can you see this?
Okay.
I think this text is actually like very, very black. So let's give it a color.
Ẹjọ́ kí ni ìyàtọ̀ méjèèjì? Like,
Text
okay.
color. Let's give it black. So you can see
Okay.
it looks more like this. We are getting the shade.
Okay.
Okay, so now next let's add another text. You remember I said text view is like, okay, I sort of want to show something.
It's the one for the sole proprietor that we want to do.
I sort of want to show something, but I don't want the user to like. I'm not expecting any
But
reply
it's for
from
sole
the user.
proprietor. It's for one person. It's a one man business.
Sorry,
It's a one man
sorry about
business.
this. Let me Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I'm trying to add a second one. So all these are basically just still the same. The only thing that I added recently is just ID. Basically, ID is like I'm giving it an identification, just normal ID. So I'm saying that this particular text view that holds this payment info text, this first one, this one that holds this payment info text. I want to name it text. Well, it's good practice. Like it's just there's no convention to name it. Of course, you name however you want to, but it's just good practice that when you are naming a text, you add text first, and then you give it a name that signifies what it does. That's why if you look at the second one, I gave it text, and then what does it do? It's called card holder name. And then here I added this also. You probably I said put this. Can you hear me? I said put this text view. Can you, hi. I said put
Yeah,
this
we can
text.
hear you.
Yeah, okay, good. I said put this text view, this second one, this card holder name. Because if you look at it, right? If you look at this card holder name, the top is at the bottom of this shape. So that's why if you can see right, top is at the bottom of this one. So that's I'm saying constraint top to bottom of this ID that I gave this one. Can you see? This ID that I gave this one. You can see this is the ID text payment info. So put this one, this new text view, this card holder name text view, put it at the bottom of this payment info. That's what I did here. Then because I want two of them to, if you notice, they have like this, are like on the same line. So I want this one and this one to align. So I can see, remember that start I was talking about before. Constraint, start to start. Where is it before? Oh, I put it before. No wonder why it was not appearing. I was already wondering what happened. Okay, so let me take that out now. Start up. I want to put it to the start of this so that they can align. Like this might yeah, so I want the start of this. Okay. Now let me add the margin start. Very nice. Like you now, you put yourself in the position of the person now. This kind of you appreciate it. Okay, so let me add margin top again. That means that. Let's just do 16 people. So okay. Anyway, yeah, this is important. After I put this particular one, once I put this right, once I'm done with adding this. It's blended. It's blended. Anyway, once I'm done adding this, I'll go straight to the bottom because it's just like you can use the same idea of these three. You can use the same idea of these three to do the remaining ones here. The only thing that because this is just a this is if you look at it, this is a text view just like this one and this one, they're kind of like the same thing. Okay, it's just this side that will be different. Then I'll add this button last. So anyway, let's come here and add a card view. Yes, I can see it here to 70%.
We'll balance everything of when you actually next month.
Let me give it an idea.
What is it?
Okay. Yeah. Let me just call it.
Bring the list. If you need to call position and see the land.
Show me the understand. Just call it. Card. Actually, card is not very necessary to add card in front, but I just want to put card. Let me just call it card holder name. Card holder name. And then let me see. So, who can tell me this now? Where would I want to put it? I want to put the top to the bottom of card holder name text. She, right? I don't know if you are like getting it most to a large extent now, or at least to some extent. So I'll say top to
Top of
bottom.
start off.
Yes, exactly. Start off top to bottom of, because if you notice this one, right, I didn't say top to bottom, I said top to top of parent, because it's the very first one. This payment info. If you let me do this one. Say start off this. Yeah. If you notice, this payment info is at the very top, it's not at the bottom of anything. So I just said top to the very top. That's why I said. Where is it? I said top to top of start of the parents, then top to top of this one. With time you'll be getting all these things, because this thing, most of what I'm saying will just be applicable for this tax and not in every other tax, because there's no silver bullet, right? There's nothing that would work for all your project or tax. It's just you'll be knowing how you'll be working with it. But in any case, if you have gone through the slides, you see that I added a link to how to build layout. That link contains if you go to that link, you will see an Android documentation on how to build layouts. So you can follow that, or you can read that just to like have like a better understanding of what's going on. Actually, you can actually add end to end of. In fact, let's add it. Well, it's not necessary though, but if you want, you can add end to end of parents. Should I add it? It's not necessary. Well, it's not necessary, but you can add it if you want to end to end of parent, just to tell it that okay, I want it to end here, I want it to end here. In short, it's good practice. Let's just add it. Since we have added start, let's add end. Not all cases. Sometimes you might not need to. That's why I said there is no silver bullet that will work for everything. In addition to that, let me add a margin of instruction.
Hi, Olamide. Are you taking questions now?
Yes, I'm taking questions. Sure. Anything that is
So
not
does
clear, please.
anybody have questions? Please, Olamide is willing to respond.
Please, you can ask any question, please.
All right.
Yeah, so you have a question? Okay.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah,
All
what's
these the programs, they're all embedded on the app, right? Just to edit and to manipulate them.
I don't
Hello?
understand the question. Yeah.
The question is, the programs, are they all embedded on the apps, on the app you're downloading, like the Android Studio? Does it have all these programs embedded on it? One. Then the second question is,
Wait,
as I said
wait. You said
earlier,
does it have all these programs
and
embedded in it? That's what you asked.
yes.
Which program? What do you mean by does it have all these programs? Which program is that?
Like the margin, you
Okay,
can see
yes,
the
yes, yes,
margin.
yes. It does that. Can you remember when I said it will download the Android SDK, right? That's the software development kit. Can you hear me?
The environment I am is very noisy. That's why I requested for your contact.
Okay, let me put my contact out now so that before I forget or something.
You should still be able to type your question, so at least we can all learn.
You know what I followed is I did screen recording. I did screen recording to the lecture. Later when I get home.
You can send me a
And
message
also
on
I will
Telegram. But please, at the moment, type your question or ask it so that everybody can hear and learn too.
all right, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Or you can send an email to. Or you can send me a mail. Anyone. Yeah, so this is how to reach me. But ask your question like so everybody can learn, please. Who was asking a question? I've gotten your first question. I'll get to that. What's your second question? Hello?
Hi, good news. Please type your second question so that everyone can see it and learn. Okay, great. He just sent it.
Yeah, I've gotten that question. I'll get to that. Ask the question, the second one. Okay, yes. All right, so now let me ask you a question. Your inability to download the Android Studio, that one we'll walk through it personally. Probably send me a message by 6 p.m. or 6:30. I should be home by or 7. Between 6:30 to 7. Since like your inability to download it, I think it should be a personal issue because I mean different people are downloading Android Studio, so it might be something that is going on with like your particular like it's probably peculiar to you, so you might need a peculiar or personal guide to download and install it. So just send me a message. Last I heard of it does support Windows 7. I'm like about 90% sure it supports Windows 7 because that's the question that I'm seeing now. Last I heard of it supports Windows 7. So yeah, I'm quite sure it does, except it has changed. But I would check on that and get back to you. But if I mean, your inability to download is going to be a peculiar case. So we'll deal with it personally, probably in the evening. You can send a message on Telegram, as I said. To answer your first question, you said my question is the programs embedded in Android Studio. Yes, they are. What you mean by the programs you said is like all this code I'm typing, right? If you remember when we started the call around that time, when there was a point I was mentioning downloading Android Studio, and I said when you download Android Studio, it's going to actually download the Android SDK. And that SDK, okay, when we're about to start the project, that they were saying pick the minimum SDK you want to support. SDK just simply means software development kit. And as the name implies, software development kit is everything like a kit. Like in my okay, I think I remember reading about SDK one time. They said back then, right, back in the days, like when before internet age and all that, back then when you want to build softwares, they send an actual kit to you, like an entire box. You know what the kit is now? Like they send a box in itself, and in that box it will contain everything you need to build softwares. That's that time. I think it was the days of floppy disks where you insert a floppy disk into a system, all those magnetic floppy disks. So they will send an actual kit to your house, like a real kit, a box. You open the box, you now start putting the floppy disks one by one and doing all that. But now with internet, of course, you don't need that. You don't need to collect. Imagine I want to download this thing now. Android, Google will now start sending box to my house. Of course, that's very unnecessary. You can just download the Android Studio, and Android Studio will download that kit. But now there's no physical kit anymore. Like nobody is bringing any kit anywhere. But then part of downloading that kit, everything you need to build an app, that's Java. Um, okay, actually, you have to download Java's own SDK too. Java, they have their own SDK. I think I'm quite sure you need to download Java's SDK too before Android Studio can work. Yeah, you need to get Java's SDK too. But don't worry about all that. Just when you try to download Android Studio will guide you through everything. But for Android SDK, that's all this one that I'm typing now. Part of downloading Android Studio is downloading the software development kit. Everything you need to do. That's Android's SDK, the software development kit for Android to build Android apps. So it will be part of what you are going to download and install. So yes, it is embedded in codes as part of the SDK. Any other question? Um, who asked the question actually? Let me check who asked the question. Okay, good news. Yeah, good news. Is that clear now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Any other question, please?
Hello. Another question is, I asked earlier if there is any app that supports Android, as in like Android editors, like we can use to run the Android development.
I found one.
I mean, this is Android Studio. It supports Android development.
I found one. I think he's asking for a mobile phone.
Like
What
you
I'm saying
mean
is,
on your mobile phone?
Yeah, there's
yes,
one
like we use
called
Edit,
there's
share
one
about
called
share Edit or something like that.
There's one
AID
called yeah,
AIDE on Google. Just go to Google
A
Store.
A
AIDE
I G E
in caps lock.
A I D or I D
AI,
E A. Is it IDEA?
No
Idea.
AIDE.
A I D
No
E.
okay,
AIDE.
okay, okay.
Well, I'll check that out because apparently. And but to be very honest with you, you are not going to have a very good experience developing Android apps for your mobile phone. It will be very, 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 very
Frustrating.
yeah, frustrating is even actually an understatement. You are not going to enjoy it. I'm just looking at it now, and they said AID is an integrated environment, is an integrated development environment. That's IDE. Directed for management. Well, can you hear me? That's not like an optimal. If it's very, 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 very far from optimal, you are not going to actually like have a good time using that. I'm quite sure of that. But you can go ahead and check that out. The AID said, funny enough, I'm just hearing about AID. I'm sure most people have not heard about that because Android Studio is is the main development, is the main IDE or the main development area for Android. But check that out actually. Does that answer your question? Okay, so now what we just did is we added something called a card view, right? Because if you look at this thing, it kind of looks like a card. It looks like basically a card view is actually used to present homogeneous information. When I say homogeneous, like like information that is related, like like if you want to present related information, if you look at WhatsApp's that WhatsApp's send that place where you type message in WhatsApp, and then with the button beside it, right? Let me try and Google that. WhatsApp WhatsApp UI. Let me show you something there. Yeah, so exactly. You can all see my screen share. Hi.
Hi, Olamide, you can see your screen.
Okay. Okay, good. So if you notice, if you look at this place here, starting from here where you have the hold on. Okay, anyway, if you look starting from here where you have this before this emoji to this end here where you have this camera icon or pictures gallery icon, if you notice this whole thing, right, they are all presented as a card view. Is this whole thing here, this is it here. Where is that where's that row here? So if you look at it, can you see that they are basically like the same thing? So that's what I mean by card view. And if you look at it, you notice that it's where did I even open that thing now? Okay, so anyway, I don't even know where that thing went. Oh, I think tabs cannot show anymore. I've opened like so many tabs that they cannot show anymore again. Anyway, so basically, this thing is presenting an homogeneous information. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So this whole thing is an homogeneous information. Like all this whole thing, they are related. The emoji, the message, the picture, they are all trying to like portray the same information. They are all trying to like, they are related to the whole concept or to the whole idea of sending a message. So a card view is basically used to like present information that or present or show a UI that okay, everything here is related. The same thing here too. All this whole thing, everything here now is relating to you, like to the user's card number. This one is just one. It's just one thing now. So so it's just one thing and it's just the name. Okay, so this is a card view basically. That's what I'm trying to imply, and we can use a card view and then put an edit text. If you remember earlier, I said when you want to get something from the user, especially in form of text, you use an edit text. When you are not looking to get anything back from the user, you use a text view. That's a very, very, very sketchy description of text view and edit text, but just for the purpose of this task, it will surface. Yeah, you can just use that for this. You can just use that rough sketchy description for this task. So yeah, moving on where we were. So basically, we've not done any. I've not added anything new. Or is there anything? Please, like all through the you can always ask questions. Basically, you can always like interrupt me at any point in time. Oh, you can always interrupt me at any point in time and then ask questions, please. So if you notice, this is kind of like curved, kind of this edge. This edge is curved. I don't know if you can see this edge is kind of curved. That's why I'm adding a corner radius that, oh, okay, oh, this thing is curved though. So I'm giving it a radius to add. So let's just say 8 pp. Let me see. Let me make this thing very bright so I can see it clearly. Yeah, okay. Okay, so if you look at this card view, this one, this if you look at the card view, this third one, can you see that curved edge? That curved edge I was talking about that is here. Can you see that curved edge? If I take out that, let me take out this card corner radius. The curving that you see that the curving at the end will be out of there because I've taken out that card corner radius. Sorry. Can you see the edge? Can you see the edge straight now? Once I add that corner radius back, it will be back to being curved. And bottom. So the card corner radius is just like you're giving the corner a radius. You're trying to tell it to curve by so and so amount of radius. Yeah, so you see the difference now. Okay, so yeah, so to add this color, you can just add the background color. All you need to do is to add the background color. Okay, so can you hear me? Yeah, so basically there are some colors that if I put Android to let me check like amongst the colors that Android provides, whether yellow is among, but unfortunately yellow is not there. But then if you, as you can see, there are some colors that provide. Oh wow, this looks like it though. Yeah, it looks like it actually. Not exactly. But then if the color you need is not like provided amongst all these colors, if the color you need is not provided, you can just go online and check for the exa code for that particular color. Yeah, it's not here. Yellow is not there. Okay, of course. So we can just go online and get the exa code, the X code for yellow, and just apply it. That's all. So if you look at it, you see that this color, this shade of yellow, because of course there are different shades of yellow. I mean, a whole lot, the whole like different shades of yellow. So because there are different shades of yellow, you can just use this. Like, and this looks a lot like it. So let's just use this last one. FFFB7. So let's just use that. So as you can see, this yellow kind of now matches this yellow now. So you can just can you see it matches it to a large extent. So you can just use for background. You can use that. Now the last thing that I want to talk about now is button, because that's every other thing kind of repeats itself. Plus this card view, the whole idea of card view here is the same thing you did here. Text view too is the same thing. So just button is the only thing that I've not talked about yet. So let me just quickly add button. I'm trying to actually set the background, the color of this button to this yellow. Well, let me just change the value of this color here, like right from here. So that should fix it. Yeah, I think this should fix it. In front of it. Okay, yeah, perfect. So now this color will not now show. Yeah. So, okay, then I have to make this one black. So now I make the text color black. So basically, as you can see, like most of the remaining things are things that you can just either watching this video or following the links in the slides. You'll be able to get and follow the whole thing. Shay, I don't know if you guys have gone through the slides. So if you've gone through the slide, you'll be able to see that most of the I put links to how to build layout. So just go through the slide, watch this video again, or do one or two things. You will see that you'll be able to every other thing that is remaining here is something that I've already talked about. Apart from this visa, and this visa is just an image view. All you need to do is just to come here, add the image view and specify where you want it. Actually, an image view, and then specify where you want it. You might need to download add SRC. I don't. There's no image here already. Let me just use this. Um,
Sorry, what if we don't use the exact colors?
okay. The whole idea is to make the project as close to this image as possible. So I would just say, although as I said in the beginning and as I wrote in the slides, this project is not actually like something that we're looking out for being exactly correct. We are just looking at your ability to learn and then learn fast, and just to see that you'll be able to like put up with the actual program itself when it starts, because the program is more of a fast-paced learning kind of environment. And although you will be put through and everything, but we want to see that effort, that you'll be willing to, that you'll be able to put in that effort to learn and everything like that. So it's not an hard task for now. It's not. It's for now. It's not like a. It's not. If you don't follow this color, I mean, there's no big deal there. We just want you to demonstrate learning and all that. So there's no problem. But in real world, like for example, now at work here now, they cannot ask me. They cannot give me a particular design to implement, and then I'll say, I don't want to follow it. I mean, of course, I have to follow whatever has been put down. But for this particular task now, there's no big deal, I guess. Any other question? Because I think we'll be wrapping up like now. So, because like, I mean, time is fast and everything. So basically, if you follow this guide or any other problems you encounter, you can just send me a Telegram message or send me a mail or something. Or you can get across to Stutern, they will get across to me. Anyone.
I
But
think it was
basically,
pretty
this is
straightforward.
yeah, it's pretty straightforward actually. Yes, it is. I agree with that. And then for good news, I think that has problem with installing Android Studio. We'll walk through that together later today, or maybe okay, tomorrow is even weekend. That's even perfect. Let's do that tomorrow since tomorrow is weekend or Sunday. Anyone? Any other question or any question, observation, anything you want to mention? Hi, everyone. Anything to add? Okay, so I
Nothing
take
Okay,
that.
there.
So I take
okay,
that
go
as
on, please.
everybody is okay. I think that everybody is good. All
Someone
good.
wants to ask a question.
Oh,
Someone's
okay.
asking.
No, I thought that's for everyone, actually. What was the question?
No, I don't have a question. I thought somebody else spoke.
Okay, so I'm assuming nobody has a question then. So I think that should be the end of the slide. Let me close one or two things.
Okay. Thank you everybody for joining on the call, and thank you Olamide for handling this
Yes,
session.
sure.
Okay, great. So everyone that joined the call would be added to a Slack channel. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to us on the Slack channel. And Olamide has dropped his phone number. So if you have any questions as well, you can reach out to him. So thank you everybody for joining me. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you
Thank
all,
you.
and we'll be expecting your submissions, and you can communicate in the Slack channel and or with me too. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Have a nice day.